Greetings and welcome, everyone. It's All You Can Geek Moviecast, episode 476. I'm one of your hosts, Jim Gast, joined by Mike Sneedy.
What's up?
Corey Feinsod.
Yo, I'm back.
What's up? And Tony Korkanakis.
Hello.
What's up, guys? Welcome, listeners, viewers, to 476 of the Moviecast. Man, 500 is approaching fast. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
We are brainstorming ideas right now. We've had a couple ideas. We're trying to figure out if there's a way that we could kind of watch a movie and comment on it, kind of like Mystery Science Theater. That's kind of the idea we're floating around there for those wondering. I'd love to know what you guys think. If you guys want to email us, podcast@allyoucangeek.net, please. Or, comment on our Facebooks or whatever. Let us know what you think we should do for 500 for the movie side of things. Gamecast kind of thing, we can always stream. We're trying to work that out right now. But, looking for ideas for brainstorms for this. 500 is a big episode number. Obviously, that's... I don't know how many years that is. It's just ridiculous how long this has been going on. So
10 years.
Yeah, 10 years. So yeah, just about 10 years, right? If there's one a week. So let's kick this off with what we've been up to, guys. As we usually do this year, at least. As we usually do. So I gotta say, I've been continuing my trek through Star Wars history. I'm now through. Get it? I did that on purpose. I actually just resubscribed to CBS All Access for the $5 a month for the commercial free. So I have that going. That's actually why I was a little late. I was logging Amanda in so she can watch her show on there. So, but I'm gonna watch Picard and stuff. But anyways, I'm talking about Star Wars. So I started my trek through that. I talked about last week. I'm done with episode 3 now. So I've watched it Super Machete style. Rogue One, episode 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to go to Solo next, and then I'm going 6, and then 7, 8. So the whole and then 9 on Thursday the 19th. Can't wait. At 6 o'clock. Can't wait. First showing. So I absolutely cannot wait.
So excited.
It's coming up so fast, and I'm like, it's going to soon be media blackout. So we're going to have a topic show because I don't want to go to these sites to look at for news. So expect that soon, maybe next week. We're talking about our topics, but I know we have our nominations coming up of the years. We're going to do a little special on that. So look for that soon. We'll talk about that in the Gamecast too. But so next week we'd like to do that maybe. That's a good time. Stay off the internet. Stay off the Facebooks and the Twitters. So yeah, anyways. So I started checking through that. I got Mandalorian, caught up on that. You guys caught up on that?
I still have to watch the latest, actually.
Latest. Okay. Anybody else disagree? I think this is the weakest episode. I mean,
I don't know.
So I wasn't here last week, but I have to say I was not a huge fan of the last episode.
Was that the samurai one?
Bryce Dallas Howard directed one.
That was the Seven Samurai kind of style.
Yeah, I think I kind of like the newer one a little better than that one.
This one was done by Fioni, which is obviously from who has created my favorite character. But he's never done live action. This is his first time directing live action. So I think we kind of got that a little bit in this episode. It didn't seem as tight for me. That's for me. I don't know. But I
haven't seen it yet, so I'm planning on watching it soon, though.
Yeah. So I watched that, and let's see what else. Now I'm gonna draw a blank because I just was watching a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm like, I gotta talk about this on the. Oh, I watched Crisis on Infinite Earths. See the CW thing. I'm caught up with that. Mike, man, are you watching any of this yet?
Not yet, because I'm torn about what I want to know going in or not.
Okay.
I'm a year or two behind in those shows.
I like to wait till it's all out and then just watch. What's it? Because
my urge to watch this has dropped considerably today.
Okay. How much has there been so far?
2 episodes.
Okay.
So.
What happened?
After the first 2 episodes, now that my urge to watch it has been continuously dropping. I don't want to say anything, but I'm just saying my interest. It's just I'm very disappointed in certain things, but
certain Smallville characters.
No, just every characters.
Oh.
Every character.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not even saying forget the regulars. No,
just
not gonna rant about it. Forget the regulars.
It's CW, so just keep that in mind. We already know how it's terrible, but usually they do a good job with these crossover episodes. I've enjoyed the last few of them a lot, and I like seeing them all interact with each other. And obviously, all the news with bringing in certain older, more.
My thing is
people.
They hooked me with the cameos. They hooked me with all the actors, and
that's why they're there.
I know, and I just kind of really disappointed with a lot of them. So.
Yeah. Well, what do you expect though? I don't know what to do.
I don't know what I expect, honestly. I don't know. It's their show. I get it, but I have issues. I can't talk about it because Mike wants to watch it. So
yeah.
He will have.
I'm gonna watch it too.
Well.
I'm waiting until
you guys will all have issues. I mean, maybe my opinion will change by the end of it. Maybe everything will change, but because it kind of is a multiverse kind of thing. So, but I have to say that I'm not gonna watch the next 3 episodes until it's finished at this point. So, it was like I watched the first 2 and I'm like, nah, I could avoid 3 and 4 and 5 pretty easily until the weekend because if I see something that happen, I'm not gonna. It either will increase my interest in this, or it will just level it out to nothing. I might actually do that. I might actually just kind of check in on how people's reactions are to these episodes because I'm at that point. So, but yeah. So that's it for me, Mike. What have you been watching?
I mean, just the latest Mandalorian's the only new thing, really. I liked it. It does have a little bit of that same sort of standalone vignette type of vibe. I don't really know about the mystery thing.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
I
don't know either.
I didn't assume it was anything worth caring about.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just go.
I think it'll be, for a lot of people, it's going to be very disappointing. So, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll know more next week, I think. Corey, you haven't been on in 2 weeks. I knew you were at a wedding, so.
Yeah, no, I went to Florida. I was obviously I missed last week because traveling and family things. My brother got married, so congratulations to Luke.
Oh yeah, congratulations to Luke.
But yeah, I just mentioned earlier I watched The Mandalorian episode 4, and I was very disappointed because I felt like they were doing their own thing and kind of like creating their own story for this character, and then they just completely just redo every trope that you have
by embracing that 7 Samurai thing you've been talking about. You got upset about it,
right? And the other thing is he meets this you get this lady who's obviously got a history, but then you never find out anything about her history whatsoever.
It seems to be
and then
the style of the
he
show.
almost takes off his helmet oh, I might settle down here, but then now no, they're gonna keep following me because of reasons.
Yeah. Yep.
So I don't know. It just seemed really like you had so much potential to go somewhere else with it, but then you just got lazy and just did what everybody expected, and so you zagged when everyone was zagging. You could have zigged instead or something. So yeah, we'll see. I'm excited for this next one because
I wasn't that disappointed in that episode.
No,
I was really enjoying the show, and then this one just really brought me down on it.
Wow. I expected you to actually really like it because it was exactly what you were saying the show's like the entire time. And I'm
it reminded me of that stuff.
They gave us Kurosawa style show.
They gave us that those hints and but it was going in its own direction, but then it just gave us everything that
I mean, it's one episode though. It's
right, exactly, and it's one episode. Problem is, it's also only an 8 episode length of show, so one episode is pretty significant.
I know, but you almost make it sound like that's the direction of the show now. I just feel like it's sort of
no, I'm not saying that's the direction. I'm just saying I'm very disappointed with this episode. I'm excited for the show to move away from this episode. More.
I don't think you have to worry about lingering things with this show. Yeah, this show is based on it looks like it's very consolidated, concise, single episodes tell a story with an overarching story, but overall it's single snippets. So, all of the cameos have been very short. All the big actors that we thought were attached have all been very shortly attached. So,
an episode here, maybe a couple episodes there. Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah. All right.
So yeah, I mean, other than that, just haven't really had much time to watch too much stuff.
Yeah. So. All right. Tony, anything?
Yeah, just watched the new Mandalorian. I like this episode. We
will be doing a spoiler in this because we're all watching this.
I don't know. I guess for me, it's just my expectations for Star Wars is lower than you guys. So because when they do something and it's competent, I'm like, oh wow, that was good. and you guys are like, oh, it's so tropey. I'm like, well, the whole fucking show and series is like really tropey as fuck. So I don't know what you guys are expecting.
There was sort of that's one thing I'll say about the whole show. Nothing surprising has happened. Maybe actually the last episode there was one thing I was mildly surprised about.
Yeah, there was one thing. I was like,
well, I would say Baby Yoda was a surprise. They kept that pretty well under wraps. Not once it was out.
Not by the time I watched it.
Well, yeah, but if you watched it when it came out, that was under wraps that entire time.
I mean, it was a surprise in the sense that, like, oh, the show's going to be about a Mandalorian. Like, okay, that's interesting. But then that was the first episode hook, and it's like, okay, I know that the other 7 episodes, following this are just going to be about him raising / protecting this thing, which is just, I get it, like, whatever. It's not bad. I'm just saying, like, it's like, okay, that's what this thing, like. And I think, Torrin, you and I were talking, or no, I was talking to somebody else about how, when the first episode was talking about, like, him getting his armor, because he had that jank-ass armor, like, maybe the whole series, like, season could have been about him, like, slowly upgrading into, like, that full bodysuit. And I was like, okay, like, maybe this will be, like, pretty cool. And it's like, by the end of the first, like, no, like, he just did that score and has, like, the whole thing.
It's not fully a video game, although it does give that vibe with the levels, armor upgrades. Yeah. Areas, but honestly, like an 8-hour, maybe a little less story, it does have a lot in common, I think, with a video game plot, and so far it's been kind of like everything that you'd expect to happen has happened so far.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's not bad. I'm enjoying the show a lot. It's just,
but
to me, it's just like, okay, like, kind of see this coming. I can, kind of predict, like, at some point, he will take off his helmet at some point, he's gonna have to, give up.
If he takes off his helmet, then it's the stupid. I flip the table. Takes his helmet off.
He did it already, though.
Well, no. If you see his face, I mean, like with some other people around. That's the whole point.
Does it matter if we see his face?
No, I don't. Well, I think he will remove the helmet. I just don't know if it'll be in front of people.
He did a Halo helmet removal.
He's gonna go back to that planet with that MILF. I guarantee it. I guarantee it.
And if they do that, then that's dumb. I think and that's what I was saying. Like, I hated the fact that he almost took his helmet off after meeting this lady for a day. I was like, really?
I think it might have implied more time passed.
Yeah.
I got the sense that.
I'm exaggerating. I mean, but speaking of Star Wars, I don't want to cut in the middle of your thing, Tony. Did you watch anything else?
Just more Simpsons, and that show just.
I got onto the good seasons of that finally. So
yeah, it's just because, like, I got past the seasons that I watched when I was a kid real quick, and then, like, I'm onto, like, stuff that I think it was probably circa like 2002, 2003 when I just completely stopped watching the show. And it's like the show's still good at that point. Yeah, it was like South Park really took over, but I'm like, well, this material isn't too bad actually, and it's made me chuckle and stuff like that. But yeah,
it's hard because like you just start repeating yourself a little bit because there's just so much of it. So, but that's going back to Star Wars. I did in Florida get to go to the Galaxy's Edge, the Star Wars theme park at Disney, and I have to say, like, if you are a small Star Wars fan, you have to go to this place because it is, the movies come to life. And got to drink, blue milk over there, Luke Skywalker style.
Did you
wait,
nod?
Skywalker style, right out the nipple?
I mean, I guess you could say like you don't see the nipple, but I mean they're just giving you right out of the whatever thing is. It's not like it's coming out of one of those creatures, but
I think it'd be cool if that was their tap. I think it'd be cool if they had an animatronic animal like that.
Gross,
yeah, right off the tap.
But you can get rum in it if you want.
Oh, okay. Spike.
Spike it.
You mix rum with anything, people drink it.
Yeah. But it was cool because like they got like the shock troopers and the stormtroopers walking around, and they'll just randomly stop people and like interrogate them. Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, move along, do that kind of stuff, and then went on the Millennium Falcon ride, so that was cool. They give you roles in that, so like you have a role as a pilot or as an engineer or as a gunner, so you have like things to do during the ride, which is pretty interesting. Obviously, it doesn't like it's not complicated or anything, but it's just interesting because they score you at the end to see how well you did as a crew. So yeah, like I said, you gotta if you got to go to that place if you're any meager Star Wars fan. It's like a must. And they know that. Like, oh my God, it's like Disney's just ridiculous. And we have a news article, I think, about that, how much money they're making.
So who enjoyed it more, you or your kids?
No, I mean, I did. Absolutely. I mean, there is a place where you can build your own lightsaber, and there is like a shit ton of components.
I have to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I have to go. But all right, cool. All right, let's go to the box office. Talk about Frozen 2 still being number one, about to be overthrown by a movie that's getting. Yeah, Jumanji is getting excellent reviews. I've heard it's very fun, very hilarious.
Have you seen the first one yet, Tony?
No, is it on anything? I might just read it on Amazon.
Look. Yeah, it's on Amazon?
It's awesome. And like, I mean, for what it is, obviously the whole, for what it is a great, funny, lighthearted, adventure.
Yeah.
And yeah, this one looks like they did a great job with, adding on to that instead of just repeating themselves. But that's you take that video game trope and it's like it's easy to just like, oh, let's just do the next level, and all these things that make sequels bad, like video games, make them good. It's like, so it works in that sense.
Yeah, I'm checking for you actually while we're talking about it. So, that was Welcome to the Jungle, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So,
what's up? I might be.
I don't know.
No, it's not.
HBO, Stars, it's on. Doesn't Apple have an app that tells you where things are?
Yeah, but the only problem is if you already own it, it doesn't tell me where to look for it.
Well, if you own it, then shouldn't you be able to let Tony watch it?
On something. Wait, don't you? No, you don't. I don't know. Can I share it somehow? I don't think so.
It's on Stars.
What the fuck, Stars?
What?
Okay.
But you can rent it for $4 from Apple.
Yeah. I'll just do the free trial. That's fine.
Yeah. There we go. Stars has like everything, but all right. So yeah, that's opening this week. But Frozen 2 is number one, 34.8 million, doing really well. Knives Out, which is getting excellent reviews, is number two at 14.3. Ford versus Ferrari, Queen and Slim, A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood are your top five.
The first three, I do want to see all three of those at some point.
Three. Yeah, I want to see those. I got to go see Jumanji. I might go see Jumanji this week, actually. Because that is opening this weekend. So maybe I'll go this weekend and see that. So, yeah, that's your box office. Like I said, quiet time end of the year. We've got one big movie, two big movies left.
Yep. 2 weeks.
Jumanji only has like 6 days in the box office, and that's out.
Mm-hmm.
Out of number one. Once it gets in, only 6 days to run. Star Wars, but Star Wars isn't going to do as well as like the Force Awakens did. I feel like there's enough like divided fan base that I think it won't do. Yeah, I don't think it's going to do as well. So
what about as well as The Last Jedi?
I think it'll probably do. I think it might do a little less.
Really?
More.
It's gonna do more than Last Jedi. This is the end of the trilogy. Come on. People got to see how the Skywalker trilogy ends.
Well, technically, we've already seen it because
it's over.
It's over. It ended last episode.
Oh. Leia technically is alive.
That's true.
What happens?
Kylo's technically a Skywalker, so
not anymore. He got rid of that when
he has it in his blood.
Killed his parents.
In his blood, yeah.
Does that mean Anakin was no longer Skywalker?
He didn't kill his family.
Really?
Yeah, he didn't kill his own family.
Oh, okay. He just murdered the entire Jedi civilization.
He did, but it's actually blood. He didn't kill them.
Technically, he killed his wife too, because she died of a broken heart. Remember that?
Oh my gosh, that's like fault the man for being there for being in the wrong place. No, I guess you're right, but I don't know.
God,
I don't know. The ranges right now for this movie are going to they're all over the place. Prediction threads looking at like 180s low, 220s high.
It's gonna land. I feel like it's gonna land right on
200.
Last Jedi.
What was Last Jedi opening?
Exactly the same. It was good.
Look it up.
What was Last Jedi's like final worldwide take? Also,
worldwide was 1.3 billion.
Mm-hmm.
Domestic opening was 220.
I think. Rise,
I think it opens less, and I think it does a little bit less.
I think it does better worldwide. I don't know if it gets to 220.
You're gonna pick up worldwide in this? Is it your argument to beat the 1 point?
I'll take more. If anybody wants to bet, I'll take more. Domestic or worldwide.
Ooh.
Well, I think it's going to do better worldwide. I think it's going to be right around the 220 area, though. So.
Why do you think that? You think China's just down with Star Wars finally?
No, I just think it's going to have more legs. It's like once people saw Last Jedi, they were like, there's a lot of people that fell off on it. I think more people will go back to see this movie.
Depends on how it's received.
Well, I obviously I think it's going to be received better.
Yeah.
Nobody? Cowards.
Considering it. You're on.
Do it.
What did you say, overall
so what do you want?
or opening weekend?
Below
I
220.
will say...
I think opening weekend.
Wait. I thought Tony and I were doing the total gross.
Total, yeah, I'm doing total.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to do Mike separately, if you want to do that separately opening weekend, I'll think about it.
Fine, whatever. Yeah.
You go below 220?
Weekend.
I think that's where it lands. I think it's going to be like right at 220, so I don't know if it...
Yeah,
For me.
I gotta take a look. I gotta think about that one a little bit more.
But I do think it's going to get more than Jedi.
Yeah, I think the legs absolutely will be better. So, Jim, you're on. What do you want, worldwide or domestic?
I'll take worldwide. If you give me worldwide, I'll take worldwide.
Yeah, okay, I'll take it.
Right. I just don't see it increasing its interest worldwide. I just don't see it. So
yeah.
After you watch this movie and you're blown away, Jim, you're going to go see it like 10 times.
Yeah, but that's why I said worldwide. I don't count.
I don't count.
So U.S. doesn't count?
It does, but it's a very small portion of the worldwide. So
it's like half of it.
I was gonna say it's like small. It's like the majority.
Well, if it does 500 million domestic, it still needs to do.
It's gonna do way more than 500 million domestic.
I think it's gonna. All right, we'll see. All right, Tom Holland. There was news released last week exactly how he got Spider-Man back in the Marvel universe.
Let's. It was an interview on a talk show. He said this, but
yeah. So apparently, he admits he drunk dialed. Is it Bob Iger?
Mm-hmm.
Iger? Is it Iger or Eager?
I would say Iger. I don't know what he would say.
When you're drunk, it doesn't matter.
You didn't drunk dial him. That's not the story. You read the article, right?
No, I didn't read this article. I read another one.
I mean, it wasn't an accident.
Oh, okay.
No, it wasn't an accident. It's not like he was drinking. Okay, so the story is, because nobody clicked the fucking article.
I read this article on a different website. It said he drunk dialed.
It's not terribly interesting to me, but...
What? Drunk dial. Anyway, so after the news came out, he was upset and whatever, and asked his agent or somebody if he got Bob Iger's email address, and was just like, basically sent him an email and said, hey, thanks for everything. This is a really big part of my life. I just want to appreciate, because it was like it's over. So then Bob was like, oh, you know what? Why don't we talk? Give me your cell phone number and I'll give you a call. And Tom Holland was like, all right, whatever. Yeah, sure. Bob Iger's going to call me about this. Yeah, right. And then he was out with, I forget, his friends and or family at a pub. And he was drunk as shit. And that's when he saw an unknown number calling him. He's like, oh, shit, guys, I think this is Bob Iger. So he took the call, and it was Bob Iger. And he was, telling him about, how much the series meant to him, how much the franchise meant to him, and the collaboration and everything that was going on. So maybe not directly linked to it, but you have to think that had some sway in that decision for them to renegotiate.
I think the fans also had a big part of the clamoring and such, that they wanted to see this still. Not to mention a lot of their plans set up Spider-Man to be that next big Avenger. So, all right. Damn, Disney is dominating the box office. 10 billion worldwide box office in the single calendar year without Star Wars.
I mean, we did predict that for this year. We were like, it's gonna destroy everything. Every big movie is a Disney movie this year.
Yeah, and now they own Fox.
Yeah.
Hey, that's you in there.
Hey, we got a cameo. We got a cameo on the podcast. Hey.
My boy is here. All right, go.
There's alcohol and swearing on this podcast, so.
Hi.
Whoa. Hi.
Ask them what they thought about Disney.
Okay, say
Star
bye-bye.
Wars.
Bye.
Bye.
Go to bed. Go to bed.
Wow. All right, cameos. We had our guest appearances here. Yeah, so Disney's dominating the box office this year. We're not shocked by it, but it's amazing how much they've brought in this year. And now we have a lot of trailers to discuss. So we had 2 big trailers released this week. We talked about Bond a little bit. Did we have Bond last week? No, we had Bond afterwards, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, Bond was last. Am I choppy?
No.
No?
A little bit, but Corey did.
Not to me, but.
Yeah, Corey was choppy. But anyway, so yeah. All right, let's start with Bond. You guys check out Bond?
No, I don't care.
I did. So.
Is it any good looking?
Bond. Yeah, listen. It's the last one for him, I hope. I'm tired of this character.
I mean, he's tired of the character, as we said, so it's almost definitely the last one.
Yeah, I mean, the interest level is probably at like if I'm gonna go out of like a 10, I'm probably at like a 2. So I do have some interest in it, but very mild, very very mild.
I mean, that's where I am. But anything in the trailer stand out to you?
No, not at all. I think the villain looks like one of the a Bond villain, which is nice.
Well,
and they got what's his name back, who's amazing. Shoot, I'm drawing the big name actor who's Blowfish, like
Blofeld.
Blofeld, thank you. Wait, Blofeld. No, what's the villain? The villain, I'm like.
Yeah, Blofeld.
Blofeld. Yeah, Blofeld. Yes, Blofeld.
Fish.
Same thing. What's the actor that plays him?
I don't know because I didn't watch that one where they introduced him.
He's a big name actor. He was in Inglourious Bastards. He was in
German name.
Yeah, what's his name? Corey, help me out here, please.
Waltz.
Christoph Waltz.
Yes, Christoph Waltz. Thank you. Oh, that was gonna be eat away at me like it was on the tip of my tongue. So yeah, so he's in this as well.
He was in the last one.
I know, but I'm happy to see him back in this one because I liked him in the last one. And
Yeah,
one of the little things I liked. I said that, and if you go back to the podcast before, I will have said that. I'm telling you. So I don't know. This trailer, I'm not like that big on. Wonder Woman. How about Wonder Woman?
Let's just say I really like that Bond trailer for not liking Bond, Craig Bond movies.
Oh, there you go. Well, there's one. All right.
Yeah, I like that. I think it gave us a lot of information and everything I needed to not see the movie.
Oh, there you go. So that's why you liked it. Okay. So Wonder Woman, guys. We had the Wonder Woman trailer come out, and I even missed that. I didn't even see the trailer until the next day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's the only one of these I've seen.
What? You didn't see the Ghostbusters one?
Ghostbusters has missed me by like 6 years. I've told you this many times.
You don't need to see the other Ghostbusters to see this one, though.
No.
It's just a trailer.
Yes, you do, because it's banking on nostalgia.
This is for a new era, man. This is the new Ghostbusters.
I just never cared about
the new Ghostbusters. This is the new Ghostbusters.
The new Ghostbusters.
Because it was the joke. They had the new Ghostbusters. Oh, they had the real Ghostbusters before, and then they had the new Ghostbusters after in a cartoon. So this is the new Ghostbusters. But yeah, anyways, so Wonder Woman's trailer came out, and I missed it like right off the bat, but I watched it earlier today, and yeah, it looks good. I mean, it looks like Wonder Woman, I guess. I don't know.
It looks the same. It looks like more of the same, really.
Mm-hmm.
Little more colorful. But
yeah,
80s.
I mean they're going 80s.
Yeah.
So
it's interesting. Got a certain character back that may not
make sense.
Right.
I think that he's part. I mean, the plot has to deal a lot with him. I'm sure. Like in terms of the actual like why he's there. I think it's the villain's plot. I think is that whole thing. So we'll get that more. But
you also didn't get to see Cheetah.
I didn't. Yeah. Now everybody said that her costume looks good and it's very practical effect too. So
we're saving it. That's good.
The only thing that was bad is it reminded me very much of the Cheetah. Like part of it reminded very much of Jamie Foxx's villain in Spider-Man. The
Electro.
Yeah, just like how he's like this. Oh, I'm a huge fan and like weird dorky guy, and then he becomes this villain. Like I really hope they don't do this with this character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't really like her golden suit too much. It looked like she was an Aquaman.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. So I agree on that, but
it's not really. Well,
she does love that sliding, like.
You have to have the slow-mo slide. Yeah, you have to have that. You have to have that. So there's gonna be a lot of slowdown. There's gonna be a lot of deflecting
That's good. I mean, they
Doesn't
announced
like it's
Shazam 2. Also,
yeah. Did they officially announce that? I thought it wasn't officially announced. They were just talking.
Some convention or something.
Oh, I didn't know that was official though. I thought they just said that they were discussing it still. So I think it's a pretty big ways out. But they did confirm, by the way, that the Birds of Prey is going to be rated R and Suicide Squad is rated R as well.
Yeah, I think we mentioned that.
Yeah, I know we mentioned it, but I don't know. I don't know if we mentioned it. I don't know if we mentioned it on the podcast that Birds of Prey was there yet, but they are now. So, Ghostbusters Afterlife official trailer hit, and I liked it. I mean, it was a trailer. Very, it did have a little bit of play for the people that, grew up watching it.
I think this is a much better approach than what they did with the female version of the series. I like that they respected that there was a Ghostbusters before.
I'm not allowed to say that, though.
Why?
I don't know.
I'm not allowed.
I don't know. I think that I'm not trying to hate on that Ghostbusters movie. If people liked it, they liked it, whatever. But this is the movie that I've been looking for. Granted, it's probably 15 years later than I expected. I really wanted them to do a Ghostbusters 3 15 years ago.
Well, the principal cast was all still alive. Would have been nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I think that I don't
understand this love for Ghostbusters. I really don't.
I think it missed you too. You're a little younger than those two. It might have missed you too.
What are you talking about? I'm a year younger than them.
Yeah.
I watched Ghostbusters. I watched the cartoon growing up and stuff like that. It was
okay,
awesome. It's a thing.
But I think I don't know. It's cult classic. I love that. I don't know. I love the first one. The second one was.
When has a cult classic ever received a sequel and was actually not disappointing?
Blade Runner.
Apparently,
One.
Apparently that was good. I think some people like the X-Files revival.
But this one's got Paul Rudd in it.
People love the Twin Peaks revival.
Paul Rudd's in this. Ageless Paul Rudd.
I'm not saying this one isn't going to be terrible. I'm just saying the track record. I'm just saying on average, you're missing more than you're hitting.
Mm-hmm.
No,
absolutely.
If they announce a Back to the Future sequel, Back to the Future 4, would you even be remotely excited? No trailer, just announce Back to the Future.
I think we did a podcast on movies and stuff we don't want to see, right?
Right.
Yeah. Some things are just good the way they are.
Right.
I think you can improve on Ghostbusters.
I think you could too. I think that they were obviously an influence on Stranger Things, but I think now that Stranger Things is out, we can get that influence back on the Ghostbusters. I think we're going to get that with this movie, and I think that's a good thing.
I think this is Ghostbusters and Stranger Things.
They were an influence. They actually said that.
There's an influence. I don't know. I don't think Ghostbusters first.
Oh, definitely not. But I think they're going to be influenced by Stranger Things anyways on this one.
Well, they got the kid from Stranger Things.
Not because they have the kid, but I think because of what their style that they're going for. That's it.
The kid is Finn Wolfhard is leading the 80s revival verse now. He's in this, he's in It, he's in Stranger Things, and now we see Wonder Woman. He's not in that movie as far as I know. Maybe he'll show up.
Might be.
But this is a little bit of a trend going on here, and that's why it's probably happening like this now.
You'll probably see him in the next Transformers movie.
We're gonna get I like the actually having the original Ghostbusters names at least in it for now. There's a chance somehow, some way we might get Rick Moranis. I doubt it, but maybe. We know Bill Murray's in it. We know Dan Aykroyd's in it.
I do think that image of the Echo One. We're going through the cornfield, whatever, wheat field. I think that's a pretty cool image.
I liked the trailer. I don't have a lot of faith in Jason Reitman. I don't have a lot of faith in him.
What was the one thing he did?
Terrible. Whatever it was really bad. So he's banking on his father's name right now to get this Ghostbusters movie, and I don't know if that's my weakest point in my mind right now. I think because. Dan Aykroyd is attached and obviously worked on this movie with the script. But and Bill Murray liked it enough to come back because he was a long-time holdout to not come back. And Ernie Hudson's back too, right? Is Ernie Hudson?
He did Juno.
He did. Yeah, he did do that, but that's true.
That was supposed to be good.
That was good. That was a good movie, but I don't know. I just think I don't know. I think this movie could be an absolute disaster mess, but it'll still do very well in the theaters. I think it will. I still do. I think it will. You got fathers now bringing their kids to see this movie. That's what's going to happen. They've got that factor.
I don't see that happening.
I think it might.
There's a higher chance of that happening here
moderately well.
But that's just because they don't have nothing to do with the original Ghostbusters.
A lot of people like grew up with this. Like I know my brother's friends are like huge Ghostbusters fans, and they can't wait to go see this movie when it actually comes out. And they don't go to the theaters, so they never go see a movie. So, but it's not a great gauge. It's a small portion. It's like 4 people, but there are people that never go to the movies that have said they will go see this. So
no, I believe somebody that says that. I never go see movies, but I'm gonna go see this one.
Well, they're gonna go see it because I'm gonna take them with me when I go out to.
Okay.
When we have our annual trip, it happens to be right when this comes out, or near when this comes out, so we're going to see this. So.
Okay. That's it.
Nice.
Yep. Yeah. So I don't know. Anything else to comment on? Is it a trailer?
I mean, again, the one thing that might actually go for it is there might be like Finn Wolfhard fans now. I think he's gaining a following.
Oh yeah, I think so. All right. I think that's it. Do we have any other news? Nope. Nothing else out there. That's going to wrap up the Moviecast. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in next week. We will do our announcements for our of the years during it. What we're considering for our movies. There's still obviously one more movie. Actually, maybe we should hold off a movie. I don't know. I just want to stay off of social media next week. So it's going to be tough to get the news together, but we'll figure that out. So tune in next week. Write us podcast at allyoucangeek.net. Follow us on Twitter, allyoucangeek, and like us on Facebook. If you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. Tune in to the Gamecast and next week. See you guys. We're out.